What's up? This is Youthline Live, and I'm your host for today. My name is CJ Martin. I'm 18, and I was born and raised in San Francisco.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Mike Texada, aka Billy Jack X Gangbanger.
Yo, what it do? My name Big Brute, 550 block, downtown area, feel me? Ex-felon, ex-hustler, ex-banger. Still banging, but banging for justice.
Okay, y'all. Today's topic is street gangs and violence, and with that, we're gonna open up this interview for Rudy and Mike. So, our first question is to both of y'all, and it is, what made y'all want to join a gang?
Well, I know for me, it was just the neighborhood I grew up in, and just hanging out with some of the cats that I was hanging out with, you know, getting the love and the respect, man, and trying to get the power. So.
I mean, for me, to be honest though, you know what I mean, I was born in the game. I wasn't sworn into it, you feel me? And the one thing, I love money, man, you know what I mean? It was always about money, mac, and murder. And coming up, man, in the 80s, that crack cocaine was a cold game, wasn't it, Big Mike?
Cold game.
You feel me? So, you know, cats had to indulge in that lifestyle, you know, be in it and get in it. And, you know, just being around the surroundings, the environment, growing up in a neighborhood where everything was cracking, you know what I mean? To me, a gang wasn't nothing, you know what I mean? It was just a way of life, you know? So we was up in it, man. Like I said, we was born in this, man. We weren't sworn in this, baby.
Okay. My next question is to Mike, and this, what was it like being in the gang?
It was rough, man. It was hard. You know, you had to look over your back. You had to watch your back all the time, watch your homies' back, you know, going out to the clubs and stuff like that, man. You know, getting caught up in the drama out there, man, and living up in the life, you know. Got a lot of, you know, out there hustling, man, trying to get your money on, you know, and then you had to worry about cats robbing you, and it was hard, man. It wasn't easy, but, you know, we had soldiers, so.
All right, my next question is for Rudy, and this, what made you leave your gang and want to start doing positive things?
I ain't never left my gang. They left me. You know what I mean? Because I rode till the wheels fell off, partner. You know what I mean? And I mean, to be honest though, you know, at that particular time coming up, you know, it was fashionable. You know what I mean? And right now at this particular time, they even glamorize it even more. You know, so I ain't never left something because I still stay where I live. You know what I mean? And most of my homies either that, you know, they either changed their life and grew up and really found out what the gang life was about, which is either death or the penitentiary. You feel me? Or, you know what I mean? Cats woke up and started realizing the truth because people was lying and giving us fake falsehood about what gang life was. You know what I mean? I mean, you think about it. What is a gang? You know what I mean? If you look at a gang, they say in the Constitution or the Penal Code, it's 3 or more people, you know, who indulge into something that's against the law. So you tell me 3 or more people, that's the government. That's a gang then, right? Or you tell me the police, that's a gang. Or then again, you got the Little Rascals, they a gang. So I mean, you know, tell me, man, define to me what's a gang. It's just a gang of cats, a group of cats that came together, consolidated together in camaraderie. And in our country where we from, you know, even within, you know, the history of our peoples, the Filipino tribes, you got the Latino tribes and the African tribes. You know, that's the way we came up, being together with that camaraderie, that brotherhood, that sisterhood, looking after each other, raising each other as a village. You know, so I mean, if, you know, so y'all want to call it a gang, then call it what you want to, man. I call it a tribe, brother, you know. So hopefully I answered your question.
Straight, that's straight.
Yeah.
So my next question is for you, Mike, and this, what was it like after you left the gang?
Actually, for me, you know, like Ruth said, you know, the gang left me. And just to piggyback off of what he talked about, though, you know, it was like, you know, because I was more of a leader and not a follower. So I choose my own direction, you know, and like right now, I'm at peace. So that's what it did for me after I left.
You want to hit that, Rudy?
Yeah, because I know one thing, a lot of them cats, though, who bounced left, you feel me, or when the police got up at them, you know what I mean? They didn't really take it that oath that serious. See, I'm a dedicated and loyal person, you feel me? When I say I'm going to ride for something, I'm going to ride till the wheels fall off. You dig what I'm saying? So now, all those brothers who I knew, not all of them, some of them, you know what I mean, who ended up, man, getting on the other side of the fence or changing their lifestyle, now I'm trying to get them, man, back in the game where we banging back. What I mean by that is banging for equality. You feel me? We banging for justice. We banging, man, against them corrupted police out there who's turning our neighborhoods back. We banging against cats, man, that's making our neighborhood worse than what it was. And I was a part of that environment, a part of that product. But now that my eyes are open and I see, man, what's really going on, why are we in these conditions? Why, man, it ain't just a black and white problem, it's a rich or poor problem. And a lot of us, man, from the invested neighborhoods, man, is starving like hungry hippos. And I'm going to be a hungry hyena while I'm out there. I'm going to wake everybody up. I'm going to spark their minds and let them know the truth. You feel me? That they right now at this particular time, they building more penitentiaries. You feel me? Which actually are concentration camps. Or they're building more Pentahoochies, more prisons than they building schools, churches, providing money for CBOs like yours and mine. You know what I mean? Because the system is directed and designed for us to fail. And what I mean by us, I mean people, man, who's living in the conditions in the ghetto. You feel me? And the people who's putting us in positions, you know what I mean? And it may look like we killing each other, but if you put a person, man, against the wall and you don't give him no options or no opportunities, man, look here, he gonna fight back and he gonna get what he can when he can. So what they do is they put drugs. And on top of that drugs, they put liquor stores.
Flood our communities.
For our communities. And then they throwing in hella guns. So everybody out there, man, trying to get it. And the man who's trying to get it at the top, everybody else is finna whop his butt to try to get his spot. You know what I mean? And they allow that to happen. And then half the people, man, go to the Pentahoochie. You feel me? Other families out there suffering. You know? So, I mean, it's designed that way. They tearing up, man, Hunters Point right now. They got that railway shooting through. You feel me? They letting all them murders occur up there in Hunters Point. Not only in Hunters, but all over the city.
All over the city.
You feel me? And then the property level goes up. People got to move out. They give you Section 8 or some vouchers. You know, I'm gone because, man, everybody getting killed. But at the same time, man, you got them folks and rich folks moving in and taking over because San Francisco was a gold mine, homie. Y'all hear me, though.
Real estate.
All right, so my next question is to both of y'all, and that is, what would you say to the people, or what would you suggest to the people who are in gangs now?
Join me. Get with me to bang back.
That's right.
You feel me?
And also join me.
That's where the answer is at, man. One of the answers to the solutions that's going on right now. All them so-called cats out there who call themselves riders, all them so-called cats call themselves gangsters, you feel me? Get with us, man. Get with the United Players. Get with my man right here, Mike. You feel me? Ride with us to ride against the people who's putting us in these conditions. If you got somebody, man, that's the same color as you, right? Living in the same conditions, going through the same struggle, that's not your enemy, partner. That's not your enemy. Them folks that's putting us in this condition is the ones we bang against.
That's
and
right.
They don't like what I say, but, man, I got to say it, though. You feel me? Because the truth is being told through my heart by that man upstairs, G.O.D., the biggest gangster. That's
right.
why his name starts with a G.
Real talk.
Mike, brother?
Well, like Rudy said, you know, man, you got to go ahead and get with some brothers that's really going to try to direct you, man, and get rid of that stinking thinking you got going on in your head, man, because, you know, right now, like you say, you know, we get out here, we see what goes on in our communities, but what do we do about it? You know, we got a lot of cats, man, out there perpetrating, you know, and false advertising and everything else, you know, and then, you know, they like Rudy said, you know,